I just wanna let you all know about my dreams that I dreamt on the early mornings of July 23rd. That means it was still nighttime and I was still sleeping. Except I dreamt of these dreams later on when it's almost daylight. One was at 6 something a.m. and the other one was at like 8 something a.m. And it's because I woke up, well actually 8:20, and it's because I woke up due to my alarm. My alarm woke me up at 8:20 and then I slept again for almost an hour, and then that's when I dreamt of the second dream, which will be disclosed later. But I just want to let this be an update or a follow-up to one of my previous videos, So Difficult to Dream of Fantasy or Just Any Good Dreams, and I just let you know what I'm talking about. See what I mean? I don't know why my brain or mind just conjured such dreams. Can't even give me pleasantries, Can't even give me pleasant dreams as well. But here goes. The first one was at like 6 something a.m. I just woke up out of nowhere. Not because of my alarm, I just so happened to have woken up. And I went back to sleep. And then I dreamt of me being in a police precinct for some reason. And knock on wood, I've not committed any crimes, at least not yet. But I was in a police precinct. Quite busy. A lot of staff, police units, officers and all that. And there were also prisoners, and I was one of them. And it was kind of like prison break, I was trying to escape. And this precinct was lit, it was at night. So I was trying to find hidden items, objects. It was kind of like a game. And then there was this one police unit that was sticking kind of close to me, Kind of annoying because I'm trying to execute my plan smoothly, effectively, and then this police officer was just sticking near me, patrolling near me, watching me, keeping a close watch. Yeah, I know, that's what police do. So the prisoners or the convicts won't escape, I get it, but yeah, it's just a dream. And then I found some items, and then I think sometimes he caught me. He felt suspicious. And then I think one of it, he actually caught me, and then it kind of restarted. You see what I mean? It's kind of like a game. Restarted the attempt to escape. And then I tried again, and this time I was successful. I got a few items, but the other prisoners and convicts didn't seem to care. They just watched me trying to escape for some reason. I thought they would want to join in, just like Prison Break, It's either you let me into the escape plan, or I'll let it be known. I'll reveal the plan, kind of like Teabag and the others. So I quote unquote progressed, and then suddenly there was a blackout. Yeah, it was dark, and then I forgot to mention this, but my hands for some reason wasn't locked up or wasn't cuffed. So my hands were free, and then I had a flashlight in the blackout. This police unit officer was still patrolling me. He was unrelenting, relentless, still patrolling me, watching me, my every move, every step as to what I'm doing, as if the blackout did not happen. I don't know if he does not see the blackout like I do, but I did. And I was still gathering items, trying to escape, man. etc., etc. And I guess it was a lot easier considering it's dark, right? He can't really see where I am, he can only hear sounds. And then as he was approaching me, I already left the room, or maybe I was like hiding somewhere. And then he asked me, "Where have you been?" I said, "What do you mean? I've always been here." It's probably and then what are those noises in the other rooms? Probably rats and rodents and all, And I think that's about it. My dream got cut off before I could even identify whether I escaped or not. It's very weird. I guess I woke up due to my alarm. 8:20, and then I went back to sleep. And then the second dream here comes. Is this the proper saying, run of the mill cliche dream? I dreamt of a zombie apocalypse. And it felt like I've dreamt of it before, It's like a deja vu kind of thing. Yeah, zombie apocalypse. I and two other women military units. Yeah, just the three of us. Others were gone, turned into the undead zombies. And we were in this facility. It was a strange facility or building with stairs, kind of like a lighthouse, but not exactly. We were in the city, the metropolitan or whatever you want to call it. It was a square, four walls thing, not a circular, cylindrical like a lighthouse. But I said lighthouse is because there's stairs, only stairs that led all the way up, and it was really high. And to make matters worse, I think this contributes to my fear of heights also. And then there was a big door guarding us from the undead, a horde of undead outside trying to get through. And then eventually, sadly, they got through. And then two of us, me and the other woman officer, military unit, not trying to get mixed up with the police precinct. The police, FYI, the police unit, police officer is a male, it's a guy. So this time it's a woman. And one of the military units, just like most of those movies, they had to trip, right? They had to trip over themselves. So of course one of them did. Me and the other one was running up the stairs, a steep flight of stairs. We were huffing and puffing, trying to make it all the way up. Because these flight of stairs, not only were there so many flight of stairs, these stairs, each flight had so many steps. It's not like 6 steps and then you reach the top. And then you reach the sub-level, I guess, and then there's another, and then you reach level 1. No, these were like 20 or however many, I didn't count, but it was steep, tiring. But we were running for dear life, those zombies were scary. And then one of them tripped. Couldn't help her in time, the zombies were quite close. I left her behind. She got ripped apart. And then the other military unit was in front of me, and then she was telling me to hurry up, and I should, and I was hurrying up because those zombies were quite close, quite near my tail, sniffing my ass. And then we reached the top, and then for some reason the highest top, right, it wasn't like a flat level, and it wasn't like an office or anything. Picture an outside of a warehouse or a building or an apartment, a fire escape. The fire escape, or pretty much the gist, fire escape. you know how thin the floor is, and then there's the railings to prevent you from falling and for your guard and balance and all that. For some reason, that's what the highest level was like. And then you look down and it was really high. Yeah. And there were a whole ton of zombies. So I guess falling down is not that scary because they will catch you, right? You won't have to hit. I mean, it's best to land on the hard floors rather than to be caught by them and be ripped apart. But I don't know, for me, I'd rather be ripped apart because my fear of heights is so great. If I had to choose, would I rather just jump to my death or be ripped apart by the zombies, by the undead? I would choose the latter. Even if I get turned, I'm that much of a wuss. Maybe if I have some consciousness within myself, I'll get a sharp object and just kill myself. Or maybe I'll just starve to death as a zombie, as an undead. But yeah, I just can't imagine myself like jumping off and then landing and then boom. Because I could survive it, and then I become paralyzed and then, oh well, I get ripped apart anyways. I get eaten, mauled to death. Because it's no guarantee, and yes, I get ripped apart. It's also no guarantee that I might die instantaneously. But anyways, this highest floor is actually a escape to the roof. It's a really weird building. It's an escape route to the roof, to the rooftops, and then this lady, she obviously had a gun. She was killing some of them, and then she ran out of ammo. And then she actually killed quite a bunch of them. So that also means she had a good stash of ammo. I guess it was just sitting up there, waiting for it to be used up at the highest floor. And then she exhausted all of them, and then they were still coming right up to us. But they were like walking up so slowly. And then she didn't want to survive, because we were the only two human beings remaining. And obviously there's no point repopulating. And then she just fell to her death. Not what she expected. She got caught by the undead, and then she got ripped in half. Her body got torn in half. And then it's my turn. It's up to me right now. And then I escaped, right? The zombies were coming close to me. My fear of heights was also conveniently kicking in. I just had to balance, and I don't really have to balance, just a little bit, because the floor was kind of spacious, so I didn't really have to worry about falling over. But still, it was not a complete foundation of a floor, if you know what I mean. And then I get through the door to the rooftops, really high. I looked down, filled with zombies, hordes of zombies. I guess I should have just jumped to my death, right, and then land on them and then get ripped in half and all. But no, I didn't. So I was just looking around. The zombies came through, and then I killed, actually it was 2 zombies. I killed 2 of them, the first 2, and I did it not in a conventional way, I guess, with a weapon or just my fist or whatever. I pushed them off. Well, actually I kinda did, and I did it in a different way, like one of those martial arts ways, when you put one of your foot to their chest, and then the other foot you lock onto the floor, and you grab their arms with both your hands, and then you just fall over and then you kick them up. I don't know what style that is called, But if you know what I'm talking about, then yeah, I did that. So I put one foot on their chest, grabbed their arms, and then I just collapsed to the floor, and then I kicked them off the building like that. Kind of like a rollover. I don't know what it's called. And I did that to the other zombie. And then, lo and behold, the other zombie that came was the woman military unit that fell over, that tripped over herself and got what I thought that she got ripped off. What the heck am I trying to say? She got ripped apart. At least that's what I thought. Yeah, excuse me, mixing my words up. I thought she got ripped apart. Nope. She just got bitten and turned into a zombie. And for some reason, she did not die. She did not get caught in a crossfire when the other military unit was firing her weapon away. She survived, and then she came up to me trying to eat me, and I did the same to her. And after that, did I die? No. I woke up. Not because of an alarm, I just woke up because I could, Usually it's difficult to wake up from a dream, right? Especially a nightmare. Or even worse, a sleep paralysis. And it's not a lucid dream. It's just a dream that I watch myself doing, and then scary, frightening and all. And then, yeah. That goes to show that I dream of scary stuff or nothing at all. But in this case, I dreamt of scary stuff or just unpleasant stuff, such as the police precinct, where I was a prisoner or a conflict. So yeah, screw the universe, screw this evil god, screw my mind, screw my brain. I can't even have a nice, pleasant sleep before I wake up for the day. And I woke up at like 9 something, almost 10, so it's kind of late because I don't know, I didn't feel like waking up early even though I could have. But sometimes you just want to stay in bed, lay in bed, and then, yeah. You just don't want to get up and be productive and get through the day. It's almost meaningless. And sometimes you've been doing too much and you just need to rest and all, But except in my case, it's just that I'm lazy and I felt like it's pointless. So yeah. But anyways, I'm awake now. I made my cup of coffee, black coffee with 2 sachets of sugar. It might be too much for some of you, but for me, it's kind of perfect, I guess. I could add another one. I'm just a sweet tooth. But no, it's enough sugar for me. But yeah, that's all. That's 2 of my dreams. Just an update from one of my previous videos. So difficult to dream of fantasies. Fantasies and pleasantries and pleasant dreams. Beyoudoyou. Signing out now. Adios.